You did everything right. You picked out a bird bath you actually liked. You found the perfect spot in your yard. You filled it with clean water, stepped back, and waited, and nothing happened. The birds are still there. You can see them. That cardinal is hopping along the fence. That house finch is bouncing near the feeder. That mourning dove is just sitting on the grass, not 10 feet away from the water you set out for them. But not one of them goes near the bird bath. And after a while, that feeling starts to creep in. Maybe I put it in the wrong spot. Maybe they just don't like my yard. Maybe I'm just not someone birds come to. But here's what I want you to know. Before we go any further, this is not about your yard, and it is not about you. The birds are not ignoring you. They are responding to something small, something specific, something that, once you understand it, you will never unsee again. And today, we are going to go through exactly what that is. Because this is happening in backyards all across America right now. Millions of people have done exactly what you did. They set up a bird bath, filled it with water, gave it a good spot, and then spent day after day watching birds walk right past it like it was invisible. And the most frustrating part is, you can tell the birds are thirsty. You can tell they want water. You watch a blue jay fly in, land nearby, look directly at the bird bath, and then fly off again. And you think, what does it see that I don't? That is actually the right question. Because birds have eyesight that is multiple times sharper than ours. They can detect UV light that is completely invisible to us. What looks like a perfectly clean, still pool of water to your eyes can look like something else entirely to a bird. They can see things in that water that we simply cannot. And on top of that, birds carry thousands of years of survival instinct in their nervous system. Every time they approach a water source, something deep in their brain is running a quiet checklist. Is this water safe? Is this location safe? If something comes at me right now, can I get out? If the answer to any of those questions feels uncertain, they leave, not because they are picky, because staying alive has always required that kind of caution. So let's go through the 3 things that are most likely making your bird bath feel like a no. And then we are going to fix every single one of them. The first reason is the water itself. Not whether you have water. You have water. The question is, what that water has become since the last time you filled it. Here is what happens inside a bird bath over the course of just 1 or 2 days. Dust settles on the surface. A few leaves drift in. A small insect or two finds its way into the bowl. A thin film begins to form on top of the water, and in the summer, the sun heats that water up fast and warm. Still water is exactly where bacteria begin to multiply. None of this is visible to you, standing a few feet away. But a bird approaching from the air sees all of it. Think about the last time you sat down at a restaurant and a glass of water was placed in front of you that looked slightly cloudy, had a faint smell. You did not drink it. You did not even have to think about it. Your instinct just said no. Birds do the exact same thing, except their instinct is far sharper and far less forgiving, because for them, drinking contaminated water is not just unpleasant, it can be fatal. Wild birds naturally move toward water that feels fresh, moving water, water that just rained down onto a flat rock, water at the clean edge of a stream. That is what their instincts were built around. And when your bird bath matches that feeling, cold, clean, recently changed, birds recognize it immediately. So the first fix is the simplest one. Change the water every single day. Every morning, pour out what is left, give the bowl a quick rinse, and refill it with fresh water once a week. Clean the bowl itself with a small amount of mild soap and rinse it completely. That is all it takes, and you will notice a difference faster than you expect. The second reason is depth. This one surprises almost everyone because our instinct is that more water means better, but for birds, it is the complete opposite. Picture a small house finch, a bird that weighs less than an ounce, approaching your bird bath for the first time. It lands on the edge. It looks down. The water is 4 inches deep, 5 inches deep, and something in its brain says, if I step into that and something comes at me, I cannot get out fast enough. Because that is the truth. A bird with soaked wings cannot fly at full speed. In deep water, getting airborne in an instant becomes impossible. And for a wild bird, a single second of delay when a hawk appears overhead is the difference between living and not. So they don't go in, not because they don't want to, because their survival instinct will not allow it. The depth that birds feel genuinely comfortable in is between 1 and 2 inches. In that much water, they can stand with their feet on the bottom. They can splash. They can bathe. And if they need to be in the air in half a second, they can be. Even larger birds like blue jays share this instinct. Shallow, safe water is what they have always known, and a bird bath that feels familiar to them in a way that goes all the way back to their wild origins. If your bird bath runs deeper than 2 inches, the fix takes less than a minute. Place a flat stone inside the bowl, or set a shallow tray on top of it. Either one brings the effective depth down instantly and gives birds a solid surface to stand on while they bathe. One small stone. That is genuinely all it takes. The third reason is location, and this one is where most people get stuck, because the location looks fine to us. It looks open. It looks accessible. It looks like a perfectly reasonable place for a bird to stop and have a drink. But here is what a bird experiences when it approaches your yard looking for water. It is completely exposed at the water source. Its attention is split, partly on drinking, partly on watching for threats. Its wings may get wet. Its reaction time slows down. And if a cat moves through the bushes or a hawk circles overhead, it needs to be somewhere safe within seconds. So birds look for a very specific combination before they commit to a water source. They want to be able to see all the way around them while they drink. Clear sight lines in every direction, and they want a shrub, a bush, or a low branch within 5 to 10 feet, somewhere to fly to instantly if they need to. A bird bath sitting in the middle of a completely open lawn checks the first box, but not the second. There is nowhere to go, and birds will visit the edge of your yard, look at the bird bath from a distance, and decide it is not worth the risk. A bird bath pushed up against a wall or hidden deep inside a thick hedge is the other problem. No visibility, and a predator could approach from behind without any warning. The placement that works is in between, open enough to see, close enough to cover. If you move your bird bath to a spot where there is a small tree or a dense shrub within about 8 feet, and the bowl itself sits in a clear open area within that zone, you will have given birds exactly the combination their instincts have always been searching for. And here is one more thing you can do that will make everything work even faster. Add a movement to the water in the wild. Birds do not drink from still ponds. They drink from streams, from rainwater dripping off rocks, from water that is moving. That sounds like something alive. A simple dripper, a small device that lets water fall drop by drop into the bowl. creates that sound. A small solar fountain does the same thing. The sound carries across your yard and beyond it, and birds that were never even looking at your bird bath will start orienting toward it within days. So here is where you are now. You know that the birds were never ignoring you. They were responding to three specific things that made the water feel unsafe to approach. Water that had gone stale, depth that felt threatening, a location that did not offer the safety their instincts required. And now you have the solution. Change the water every morning. Keep the depth between 1 and 2 inches. Use a flat stone if you need to. Move the bird bath to a spot with clear sight lines and nearby cover. And if you can, add a small dripper or fountain to bring the sound of moving water into your yard. No new equipment, no complicated setup, just 4 small adjustments that speak directly to what birds have always been looking for. And when that same cardinal comes back to your yard tomorrow morning and approaches the bird bath instead of flying past it, you will know exactly why, because you finally answered the question it was asking all along. Is this place safe? And now the answer is yes. Drop a comment below. Were birds ignoring your bird bath too? And which one of these changes are you going to try first? If this helped, give it a like and subscribe to Bird Sense. Every video here, we go deeper into the hidden world of the birds that share your yard. And if you want to know why birds visit your feeder but never seem to actually eat, that video is right there waiting for you.